Hey guys, it's your YouTuber Than Zeus here, and today I'm making a nice and special video for this my new creation. Not my latest, but certainly my best. So this is really the first time I've been toying around with XML editing, and I think it turned out great. This is my RedBull RB16B, and I'll be taking it for a drive. First thing about this is as of right now, it has the hardware to sustain the hybrid system, but for now, this thing's being powered all motor only. You can see the MGUK right there, the MGUK generator, and then the motors are right here, but for now, nothing is happening with those. This is the same twin turbocharged V6 engine in my other Formula 1 cars. This is also the first time I've been experimenting on halo designs. I think that's pretty much the best one I could get, because I'm pretty beginner XML editing. Not to mention there is mod support now in Stormworks, and a lot of things become easier. For example, this fin right here is very, very flush with the gap in the rear wing, and if I go take this in the workbench and do maximum downforce setting, the wing looks more flush than it did before. It actually looks like it's connected somewhat. And then, of course, DRS, this thing would go all the way down. But since we're back at the Circuito del Ariete for our testing, we only need so much downforce. Because this is basically the Stormworks version of Monza, which is actually now a part of the new mod support now, because of the one of the people I know from the WSRC basically made Monza, but it's like a quarter scale and it's not really friendly for actually fast cars. And then, if you're wondering, the engine sounds different because it is a mod that makes all 1x1 engines sound like inline 4s by BMW. So, the cockpit view is a little bit different from the rest, because you can't really see out your right side or your left side. You can only really see like 45 degrees out of the front left and front right. You got this a little bit down the middle, but you can get used to it very quickly. The front wing design has also changed. So instead of 2 fin rudders for downforce, it has 6 small control fins for downforce. This thing produces so much downforce, it's not even funny. Like, it produces a scary amount of downforce. It'll completely bottom out the car at like 150 miles an hour in its maximum setting. And I do not like that happening. So this is based off the RB16B in 2021. It's got that signature nose coming down at like a 30-degree angle, like a sharp 30-degree angle. It's got pretty big side pods. It's also it looks simpler. It doesn't look like it has ground effect. It's smaller. The thing's actually pretty dense. It's not as temperamental as my previous Formula 1 cars at 180 miles an hour of DRS. It's not as finicky, which is great. This thing is awesome turning, awesome downforce, and it has a pretty good top speed. I think it's slightly higher than the big ground effect car looking car I have. So it's way faster than the white and black Racing Bulls car, which basically looks like an AlphaTauri. So now, and the transmission works a little bit differently too. So now, I can now hold the upshift function, the button. I can hold it now, and then I can hold at whatever RPM I want. But then as soon as I release it, as soon as I release the pedal, the clutch kicked in. And this car, just like the Red Bull in real life, is very pointy. So in total, like most of my other F1 cars, is 7 gears. And it has a top speed around the mid 180s. So and I just clipped the inside wall because I took it too sharp. This thing's very oversteery. So this is actually getting a higher top speed than the ground effect cars, but I think it's because there's less blocks, or there's less volume that's being taken up by the car. But why is that? Because that's how Stormworks works. Stormworks can be weird, very weird when it comes to physics. One minute and 7-second lap. So, this is actually, it's roughly 5-6 seconds faster than my tub of lard ground effect car. Don't get me wrong, it's fast. It's a pretty good top speed. Alright, so I actually prepared an honorable mention for this video, and I don't know if you caught a glimpse of it just now. But it's a very special car, and now with that mod spores happened, like, why haven't we had this earlier in the year? or I had this like earlier in the game. Like, mod support is very, very revolutionary. And I think it would be a huge help to those that like to make more complicated creations, smaller creations, more mechanically accurate creations. So, so this is the RedBull RB16B. Very fast car. But for 7 hours, I've been making this thing, designing, redesigning, doing XML, doing some more. This is the F2004 Ferrari. And you could see how this thing is smaller and sleeker than the RedBull RB16B. It's sleek. It's pretty mechanically accurate as it is powered by 10-cylinder, but since Stormworks engines are so big in this game, I had to fit in some sort of like a half-ass radial configuration to be able to fit all 10 cylinders. This car, by all means, is faster than this in top speed. The cornering is not as good, though. This thing has a top speed of 197 miles an hour. That has a top speed of 185, but this has way better cornering. This main reason being that there's less overall active aero fins on the front. This helps with turning, and then the rear wing structure here, this is all for straight line stability right here. You got this rear diffuser, you have the control fins arranged like a rear wing, then you have XML fins for downforce, and then you got an XML front wing with you have your downforce here, front wing here. It looks nice and sleek. It's got the red end plates that the F2004 had, but since this thing has DRS, I'm really gonna call it like it's really kind of like the 2006 car. It has pretty much the same weight as the 2004, and I gotta say, I've outdone myself. This thing is smaller, it's faster, not as much in turning, but like top speed, I'm very impressed with it. So let's hop in and give her a good drive. So whenever I press the throttle, this is naturally aspirated. Then you can kind of hear like the air kind of being sucked in as I press on the throttle, so the only thing that sucks is the turning is just as bad if not worse than the hypercar. Yeah, this thing has a fine line. Like a fine, very fine line where like a certain speed it just starts to refuse to turn. that time I got. Oh wait, I didn't. I just realized I didn't really do a true lap with this thing. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, there's like a certain speed where it just barely turns, but like the under. Fernando Alonso will probably be all over this car with how understeery it is. And then I think everyone remembers the last time two world championships were on two world champions drivers were on the same team. It created the Ferrari F14T, which is arguably the worst car that Ferrari has ever made in Formula One. So this car is still being developed. I just need to develop some better turning ability for this thing. Then I think once that is all said and done, then I think I will have a truly fast car on my hands. This is just on the cusp of reaching the 200 miles an hour mark, which is really insane for anything on just four wheels in Stormworks. I'm gonna end it off today right here. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video.